Manchester United with a much-needed win against Burnley. Was it a classic performance? Absolutely not. Is it a game that we're going to look back on and go, wow, I want to watch that again? No, absolutely not. Was it a needed 3 points? Absolutely, it was. I'm going to run through 5 things I think we learned watching that game against Burnley, some things that we need to understand and improve on kicking forward, but at the very least, it was 3 points, and we needed that as a club. Let me run through this. Drop a like on the video, and you can let me know in the comments if there's anything you think I missed when I run through my 5 things. First up, and this is so important, but Manchester United have proven there that they can win ugly this season. It's been ugly this season. We haven't really won that many games. Casemiro's face there kind of sums up how we all felt. It was just like sheer, utter relief when Bruno Fernandes got that goal. And Manchester United have just, look, we've not been playing anywhere near our best this season. I would say the first half against Spurs, we were good. I would say the first 20 against Bayern wasn't really great, but we were controlling it. Probably the first half against Spurs has been the best football that we've played this season, but the finishing was woeful. Overall, it's been disjointed. It's been ravaged by injuries. It's just kind of everything that could go wrong really has gone wrong. Even the wins were ugly. But at the very least, we won ugly against Burnley. Look, I think we finished with AMRABAT playing as our left back. We've got Johnny Evans starting for Manchester United in 2023. We've got injuries, left, right and centre. Martinez pulling out with an injury before the game. Reguilon was apparently ill, and I'll speak about that a little bit later. Just everywhere you look, it's difficult times for United, but they pulled that win out. Now, last season, I remember it was Southampton and Leicester. After we beat Liverpool, lost the first 2 games against Brighton and Brentford. Then we beat Liverpool at home. Then we had 2 1-0 wins back-to-back. I think both were away. Southampton was definitely away. 1-0 wins, and then we beat Arsenal. That's when we won 4 games in a row when times were tough. Ten Hag has stemmed the tide there. We've got the win. It was ugly. People can complain about it all they want, but I really feel like if you're complaining that much, you're not taking everything into context. Happy days, that win against Burnley. Now, the second thing we learned is that Hannibal is ready. Hannibal, if you've ever watched him play for Manchester United's academy teams, he's had the tenacity, he's had the drive, but I'm not sure whether he had the maturity to play at this level. And I think he sort of pushed away those worries with that performance against Burnley. Erik Ten Hag said, look, he did his job perfectly. And I would absolutely have to agree, because I think Hannibal in that game, right until the very end, set the tempo for everybody else. Set the example of what a midfielder should be doing inside this Erik Ten Hag system in terms of the off-the-ball work rate. Out of possession under Erik Ten Hag is so crucial. And when you look at the passive performance of Scott McTominay and you compare it to what Hannibal did there, Hannibal's kind of set a little bit of a benchmark now that others will have to follow. And I think Ten Hag will be happy with him. Will he be delighted with him? No. I don't think he'll be delighted with it. Well, he could probably be delighted at Evans' performance, and maybe not too many from that game, but he will definitely... Look, he said he did his job perfectly. That's exactly what Hannibal did. We needed him to do a job, and he did it. Happy days. I'm really, really happy for Hannibal there. Now, the 3 points was great, but there's one key problem still in this team. We saw it against Burnley, and that's how Man United are playing out from the back and how AMRABAT needs to come in and transform this team in the build-up. AMRABAT came on and got a couple of minutes at left back. He even committed a bit of a foul. It looked like he was a bit, well, out of position, because he was out of position. But we need AMRABAT to come in now. I've seen this now against... who was it first? Arsenal first, then Bayern Munich away, and now Burnley. All 3 of those teams sat off Andre Onana. They invited Manchester United, and Onana specifically, to play out from the back. Okay, what are you going to do? Because all they did was cover the passing options. That's what AMRABAT will change. If you go and watch your highlights from the Burnley game, you'll see how far away Casemiro is from Onana, how far away McTominay is. And even when they're close, they're just getting covered by one Burnley attacker. They're not making themselves available as an option. So all Manchester United are doing is passing it from Evans out to Reguilon, going back to the goalkeeper, kicking it long. Rinse and repeat. It meant that Manchester United could not build up out of the back through the middle, which is exactly what Ten Hag wants his team to do. And exactly why I think AMRABAT is going to be such a significant signing. People have been slating me saying, oh, Sam, you said that Onana is going to be a transformative signing. He absolutely will be a transformative signing. when we actually start playing that style of football. Because without that first phase midfielder, we cannot do it. I mean, I've said it a million times. It's obvious. It's painfully obvious. And now that AMRABAT's coming off the bench, hopefully I don't know whether, do you reckon he should start against Crystal Palace? Maybe he should come off after 60 minutes. I don't know. But I can't wait to see the difference that he makes, because with AMRABAT and Onana together, we should start playing out from the back with a little bit more confidence, and we need that because that is Ten Hag's system. And you know, one thing that we saw against Burnley that I've been desperate to see really for quite a while now with this United team, we actually showed some personality, some genuine personality. Because look, it's all good playing great when the team's doing well and everything feels rosy and it's good, but when your backs are against the wall, when you've lost against Arsenal, Brighton and Bayern Munich in successive games, when there's a negative swell of news going against you, injuries are ravaging your team, it's an easy situation for players to sort of cower in. But yesterday, I think Onana, after his mistake against Bayern Munich, thought he put in a very, very assured performance. A very good response from him. Hannibal, as I said, a massively, massively mature performance from a player who, over these last 18 months or so, has done a lot of growth as an individual. Breaking through into that Tunisia team, playing at AFCON. There was another cup that he played in as well. Obviously had the World Cup. A lot of maturity from him. You're looking at yesterday, for example, right? Reguilon. Not fit to play, but he wanted to play. And these sorts of things might be minor in the greater scheme of things of the whole season. But when you're playing shit and when your backs are against the wall, it's when these basics are the way you get out of that situation. Because without these basics, you would just find yourself stuck in a hole, stuck in a rut that you just cannot get out of. So everybody collectively, maybe not everybody, there's individual performances that I have criticised. But overall, we sat there, we invited Burnley forward, we were comfortable, and we kept our first clean sheet since the opening day of the season. And that was a huge 3 points, but also a huge clean sheet, because for Erik Ten Hag, it showed that team collective. And that's something he focused on. But what we have to see from now on is United kicking forward. That win against Burnley, that's not going to be the definer of our season, but that needs to be the beginning of something completely and wholly different. We've got Crystal Palace on Tuesday in the League Cup now. We've then got Crystal Palace at home in the Premier League. Then we've got Galatasaray at home in the Champions League before the final game, before another international break, and I believe that's Brentford at home. You would say that's United could and should be winning all of those games. And what a difference that would make to the overall feeling inside this team, squad, fan base, everything, with everything going on off the pitch. All the problems, all the injuries, all the takeover stuff. If this team can just focus on the results, that will make such a big difference. And that's why that Burnley win was so crucial, even though it was ugly. Step one back on the ladder. Now go and do it against Crystal Palace at home. Have a little bit more quality about you. Build on it. Build on it. Some people are expecting us to come after everything that's happened in these last few weeks to go away at Burnley, despite our ridiculously crap away record, despite all the injuries in our team, and just blitz them 5-0, perfect, seamless football. Was never going to be the case. So I'm happy with the win, but that has to be the beginning of something different. You can let me know if there's anything from that Burnley game you feel I haven't spoken about that I should have in the comments below. But 3 points. We needed that so badly, man. Now, Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, and Brentford. Win them all.